A few days ago, a Quarian came by my office.
So this recording happened more than several days ago. She found the Geth data on an uncharted planet, so we can assume the travel time of the Citadel is at least the same as the Normandy travel time from Eden Prime to the Citadel, which is approximately 15 hours. Therefore, Saren already had a successful operation on Eden Prime with the beacon, at least several days ago, which implies Saren was operating on Eden Prime, perhaps incognito. The affair at Eden Prime with Shepard happened much later. The problem with this is, if Saren and the Eden Prime mission with Shepard are related, why did Saren bother moving the beacon to a new location if he already had everything he needed from it? Perhaps he wanted his Scorched Earth policy to be more effective, and thus put the beacon closer to the 4 demolition charges? Either that, or the writers simply screwed up the sense of time. This actually makes sense, since the only exposition with Saren after Eden Prime is him getting furious with some blue check when she tells him a human may have used the beacon. Although it is possible the recorded conversation could have happened just prior to this. So Shepard puts 1 and 1 together and determines that his vision was of the Reapers, the synthetics who killed the Protheans 50,000 years ago. As far as their ominous, weird, violent dreams go, that sort of makes sense. So now that things have calmed down, why is Rex still here? I thought he already finished his blueberry pie. Back at the council room, due to the MP3 file, the council now believes Saren is a traitor. They dismiss the existence of the Reapers, the destroyers of the Protheans, since it's too far-fetched to believe, and instead believe Saren conned a machine species, an Asari matriarch, and supposedly her followers for reasons unknown. In fact, the council don't know why Saren went rogue. And this is all good to get out in the open. Magically, Anderson's belief in Saren wanting to kill all humans goes galactic, and Shepard puts 1 and 1 together again, saying,
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Okay, so he was guessing a bit, but Saren said so it was a decent hypothesis. The problem is the Council's response to this.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
So what if he's stripped of his rights and resources as a Spectre? The guy commands a Geth army, which were only seen beyond the Veil 200 years ago, which is outside of Council space. He has a powerful Asari general and her followers. He operates all over the galaxy, not just Council space. Now he can no longer buy Spectre handguns. Oh no. A compromise is made where Shepard becomes the first human Spectre to stop him and save the galaxy. Essentially, this means you're a galactic James Bond. We then learn about the Spectre evaluation mission Anderson went on with Saren, and how Saren botched it up for him. That definitely explains his bias and past understanding of what kind of person Saren is. This would have been a good reveal earlier, when Anderson was stating why Saren was going to destroy all life, and then he could have gone into detail, as everyone just blindly follows Anderson's opinion of Saren and his supposed desire to destroy everything. That may be a military thing based on leadership, but the audience still needs to know. So even though we're playing Galactic Fugitive Hunter, Anderson tells us not to bother finding Saren, but to end up looking for the conduit. This involves tracking down 3 leads. These leads are of Geth reports and sightings on the planets Pharos and Noveria. The other voice on the recording, Matriarch Benezia, has a daughter who is researching the Protheans in an unknown planet in the Artemis Tau cluster, which obviously sounds much more interesting. We then get to hear Shepard's big speech, which is due to a combination of what's said, how, and musical accompaniment. Shepard says,
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit.
Now we understand what Shepard has to do, but that's not exactly true, especially since we have 2 people telling us our orders.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
And some of this confusion of what our orders are and who's in charge plays with the concept of exploration. We don't answer to the Alliance anymore, but they end up asking Shepard for help. It's like they're tracking us down whenever we come in range of a planet.
Commander, urgent message from Alliance Command coming in. I'll patch it through.
Shepard, this is Admiral Hackett from Alliance Command. We've got a situation here near the...
This is neatly told to us through the communications with Admiral Hackett and other people whenever we decide to travel to a location. Now that Shepard has carte blanche to go wherever and do anything he can to protect galactic security, the Alliance takes full advantage of this. This is everything from traveling to the moon, to stop a rogue VI, to settling some kind of crime gang power struggle, and other stuff. Though this has almost nothing to do with the main plot, this is a simple way of giving the universe that large scale we were expecting, and to bring a simple social understanding to an otherwise alien galaxy. It's also interesting to note that exploration is primarily done in a dune buggy that bounces around, traveling over small hills to get to certain points on a rugged planetary surface of various conditions and climate, and the occasional giant worm, which seems to be on many planets for some odd reason.
The spice must flow. The spice has given me accelerated evolution.
Anyway, we make our way to where Benezia's daughter is, Therum, and after several violent driving and Geth experiences and one broken elevator, we meet up with Dr. Liara T'soni, who's trapped herself in an old Prothean security device. She's not too fond of Saren or the Geth either, since she got herself trapped because of them. Woo! I smell teammate. Well, that and the outline of her in the character selection screen. Now, she says a few things that you have to pay attention to.
I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out.
I'm assuming the barrier curtain is the force field thing.
When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to.
So we're also assuming the Prothean security device is this large sphere she's trapped in? That's a very, very odd feature for a security device. That is, the console somehow traps its user and moves them to the center of the room. Well, Liara didn't really know what she was doing, so it makes sense.
Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
You mean the Krogan nor the synthetic organisms crawling all over the place didn't think of using that massive mining laser pointed directly beneath the barrier? I know this is okay, but wouldn't a Krogan want to use the really big guns all the time? And aren't Geth supposed to be a machine species of at least simple logic, who can understand a basic engineering application when it's staring at them in the eye? We blow a hole underneath Liara, and there's an elevator shaft with a working ancient elevator. Level designers must really like elevators.
That button over there should shut down this containment field.
How many buttons were you pressing, man? Whoa, is Liara wearing metal knee-highs? Neat.
I still cannot believe all this. Why would the Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. Think fast, Miss Prothean expert.
The conduit, but I don't know.
And neither do I know what's going on. What are you implying, Ashley? If Saren wanted a Prothean expert to find the conduit, I'm sure there are other experienced Asari around and easier ways of getting one. Although it's contrived and ironic that Benezia's daughter is a Prothean expert who focused on figuring out how the Protheans vanished, wouldn't there be other Prothean experts, perhaps also Asari, who are more experienced and perhaps even more specialized in the Protheans, and more open to suggestion than having their dig site attacked and then having them captured forcibly?
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
And what's the Normandy going to do? Shepard and company still have to somehow escape the mine. And once they escape, don't they have to walk all the way back to the Mako first and then get back on board? Actually, now's a good time to ask, how the heck does the Mako get back on the ship? If they were going to use the Normandy to bomb the dig site somehow to make an escape, that makes sense, but damaging the structure of a place doesn't sound like a good idea. This isn't Star Trek. The Normandy doesn't have transporter technology. Inextricably, the barrier curtain the Krogan and Geth were having problems with is magically down, then it comes back up for them after entering. A fight breaks out, then the barrier curtain magically disappears as we make our escape. Hey, Joker, that's awesome. You parked right next to us. Now, follow us as we walk down the hill to pick up the Mako and somehow pick us up in it. We then get a roundtable discussion on what the heck is going on. Liara explains her theory on why the Protheans were killed. She believes it to be a cycle of destruction, implying other species before the Protheans were also destroyed. Shepard explains his theory that the Protheans were wiped out by the Reapers. This is the characters in the story trying to figure out what's going on. This is important not because it raises questions about the plot, but in that we get to understand the characters more. It also increases the scale of the plot from one of galactic space to time. That is to say, if the cycle of destruction is true, something very, very bad has been going on for a very long time. This gives us a clue as to Saren's motives, and that what we believe to be true is slowly becoming evident. This is a simple way of developing the plot through contemplation of it, since it involves mystery, gives us a voice through Liara, and broadens our understanding of the universe we're exploring.